How did one harmless hotel night turn into divorce papers being handed to me in a public lobby? Why did the staff rumors spread faster than my own excuses until my husband's calm face became the scariest thing in my life? What happens when the man I called controlling answers me with rules, dates, and consequences? My name is Ardelia Knox, and I always said I was the strong one in my marriage. I worked, I planned, I kept the home moving. Ethan liked to act calm, but I knew his calm was a kind of control. He did not shout, he did not hit, he did not break rules. That was the problem. People trusted him because he looked steady, and I looked like the emotional one. That week, he was away with his father. He told me there was a project delay and a family issue at the same time. He asked if I was okay with him going. I said yes, because a good wife supports her husband. I also said he always chose work and family over me. I said it lightly, like a joke, but I meant it. He asked what he could do to make it easier. I said he could stop asking and just go, because I was not a child. I told my friends I had a work retreat at Lakeshore Harbor Hotel. That was a clean lie. It sounded normal. It sounded like success. Daphne said I deserved a break. She said I carried Ethan on my back and he did not even notice. Selah asked if I was sure it was a good idea to go alone. I told her it was a hotel, not a battlefield. I said I needed quiet, not another lecture. My mother Rita offered to keep the kids overnight. She said I looked tired. She asked if Ethan had been cold again. I said he was always cold, like a stone in a warm room. Rita said a woman needs warmth to stay loyal. I remember that line because it felt like permission. I did not say that out loud, but I felt it. On the drive, I played music too loud. I told myself I was doing something for me. I kept saying for me, like it was a magic word. My phone showed a calendar reminder, meeting, personal, 7:15 p.m. I had put it there, so the day looked full if anyone checked. I smiled at my own planning. I said to myself that smart women protect their peace. When I reached the hotel, the lobby smelled like citrus and clean sheets. The lights were soft. People moved slowly, like they had nowhere to rush. I walked to the desk and gave my name. The clerk looked at the screen and then at me. He said something polite, and I nodded like I belonged there. He handed me a key card and pointed to the elevators. I acted calm, but my heart was fast. Ethan texted while I waited. He asked if I got there safe. I said yes. He asked if the kids were okay. I said they were with my mum and fine. He asked if I wanted to talk for a minute. I said I was tired and needed sleep. He wrote that he missed me. I stared at the words and felt angry. I told myself it was easy for him to miss me when he was not the one left alone at night. My room was quiet, too quiet. I put my bag on the bed and looked at myself in the mirror. My face looked normal, but my eyes looked sharp. I told myself I was not doing anything wrong. I told myself I was only taking back what I gave away for years. I went down to the hotel bar because I did not want to sit in silence. The bar was not loud, but it had life. There was a soft hum of voices and glasses. I took a seat and ordered something simple. A worker came over with water first. He was not the bartender. He looked like he did a little of everything. He asked if I wanted lemon. I said yes, because I like small care. He smiled like my answer mattered. His name tag said Noah. He asked if I was in town for work. I said yes. He asked what kind of work. I said marketing. He said he had always wondered how people made ads feel real. I told him it was easy. I said you just find what people want and show it to them. He laughed and said that sounded like magic. I liked that he listened like I was interesting, not like I was a problem to solve. My phone buzzed again. Ethan asked what I was doing. I said I was getting a late snack and then going to bed. It was not a full lie. I was at the bar. I could eat later. I saw how simple it was to bend the truth without breaking it. Noah asked if my husband was with me. I said he was away for work. I added that he was always away. Noah said that sounded hard. I said it was. I watched his face change when I said that, like he wanted to be kind. That look felt like heat. I told myself I deserved heat. Daphne messaged me a selfie from her couch with wine. She said she hoped I was living my best life. I told her the hotel was nice and the staff was sweet. She sent a laughing emoji and told me not to do anything she would not do. That was her way of saying, do it. I moved closer to the end of the bar where the lights were dimmer. Noah came back and asked if I wanted another water. I said yes, and I thanked him like he was doing me a favor, not his job. He asked if I wanted to see the lounge area by the windows. I said maybe later. I said I liked staying where I could watch people. It made me feel in control. Ethan called. I did not pick up. The missed call sat on my screen like a small red dot. Noah asked if everything was okay. I said it was just my husband being anxious. I said he always needed to know where I was. I made Ethan sound like a guard, not a partner. I did that on purpose. I wanted Noah to see me as someone trapped. I wanted him to think he was helping. I went back to my room after midnight. I walked fast like I was late for something. In the elevator, my phone made a soft beep. I looked down and saw the recording app open, like it started by accident. I shut it quickly. My hands felt warm. I told myself it did not matter. I told myself nobody cared what I did in a hallway. In the corridor, a door opened and a housekeeper stepped out with a cart. She looked at me, then looked past me, then looked at my face again. Her eyes held on me for 1 second too long. I smiled like I was innocent. She did not smile back. I reached my door and swiped the key card. Behind me, I heard a quiet laugh, like someone sharing a secret with someone else. I did not turn around. I went inside and locked the door. Then my phone lit up with Ethan's last text for the night. He said he hoped I was resting. He said he loved me. I stared at that word, loved, and I told myself, love should not feel like a cage. I also told myself I was still a good wife because I had not been caught. When I finally lay down, I kept thinking about the housekeeper's eyes and the way Noah said my name once, like he had already heard it before. Monday morning felt too bright. I went back home early, before the kids woke up at my mother's place. The house smelled like yesterday's dinner and Ethan's laundry soap. I told myself that smell was a sign of routine, not guilt. I showered for a long time. I kept thinking that if I cleaned my skin, I could clean the story too. At work, I wore my best neutral face. I walked into the open plan office like nothing happened. I said good morning to people in a steady voice. My hands did not shake, but my mind kept jumping. I checked my phone every few minutes. Ethan had not texted yet. That silence made me angry again, like he was punishing me from far away. Around 10, I heard my name in the break room, soft and quick. I did not hear full sentences, only pieces. Someone said hotel. Someone else said staff. When I walked in, the voices stopped. A coworker asked if I wanted coffee. I said yes. I smiled like a normal person. Inside, I felt heat rise in my face. I told myself it was nothing. People say words all day. People love stories because their own lives are boring. I believed that. I also told myself that if the rumor grew, I could use it. I could make Ethan look like the jealous husband who drove me away. That plan felt clean in my head. At my desk, I opened my laptop and pulled up a spreadsheet for a campaign project. I stared at the cells without reading them. My eyes kept drifting to the corner of the screen where my chat app sat. Daphne messaged me first. She asked how the retreat was and if I slept well. I said it was fine and that I needed a massage after work sessions. She sent a laughing emoji and asked if there were cute staff. I told her there were, like it was a joke. I wanted her to think I was in control. Then Selah messaged. She asked why my mother told her the kids stayed overnight. I said Mom offered, and I needed to focus. Selah asked if Ethan knew. I said yes, because of course he knew. I added that Ethan was acting strange and distant lately. I did not say why. I wanted Selah to fill in the space with her own worries. At lunch, I scrolled my phone and saw a new follow request from an account with no picture. The username looked random. I ignored it, but my stomach tightened. 5 minutes later, I got a message request. It said that the hotel staff had seen a lot. It did not say my full name, but it used my first name. It also mentioned a time that matched my bar receipt. My mouth went dry. I told myself it could be a scam. I told myself the hotel was full of people and anyone could guess. Still, I felt the ground shift. It was not only my secret anymore. It was a secret in other people's mouths. Ethan finally texted around 2. He asked how my day was. I said it was busy. He asked if the hotel charged anything extra. He sent a screenshot from our bank app showing a late-night room service charge. He asked if I knew what it was. I felt a sharp sting, like he had reached into my bag and pulled something out. I wrote back that hotels make mistakes all the time. I said maybe they put someone else's charge on my room. Ethan asked if I had the receipt. I said I would check later because I was in meetings. I used the word meetings like a shield. Then I added that it was not fair. He was watching my spending while he was away. I made it sound like he was controlling money, not noticing numbers. He wrote that he was not trying to fight and only wanted to understand. I did not like that calm tone. It made me feel small. So I pushed. I said he always treated me like I could not handle myself. I said I wanted trust, not questions. He replied that trust needed honesty. His words were simple, but they hit hard. When I got home after work, the house was too quiet again. I walked through the kitchen and noticed something small that was new. The counter was cleared more than usual, and the bills were stacked in a neat pile by the toaster. Ethan liked order, but this felt like a message. I opened a drawer to look for scissors and saw folders with labels in thick black marker. Household, utilities, bank. I stared too long, then closed the drawer like it burned my hand. I called my mother and told her to keep the kids a little longer. She asked if Ethan was back. I said he was coming home later. Rita asked if he was being cold again. I said yes, and I let my voice sound tired. Rita said a man who doubts his wife is the one doing wrong. I wanted to believe her, so I did. That evening, Ethan walked in with his travel bag. He looked tired. He did not hug me right away. He asked how the retreat went. I said it was productive and I learned a lot. He asked why the hotel staff called our home number earlier. I froze for half a second. I said I had no idea who would call. Ethan said the call showed no caller ID and hung up fast. He asked if I gave our number to anyone. I said he was imagining things. I said maybe it was a wrong number. I said he should not jump to dark ideas. Ethan did not argue. He nodded once and went to wash his hands. That calm again. It made me want to shake him, because calm meant he could think, and thinking meant he could connect dots. Later, while he made tea, I saw his phone screen light up with a reminder. Meeting, personal. He turned the screen down quickly. I asked what that was. He said it was just something he needed to handle. I asked if it was about me. He said he was tired and wanted to sleep. I told myself he was doing it to scare me. I told myself he wanted me to beg. I decided I would not beg. I would take control first. I texted Daphne and told her Ethan was acting jealous and checking my charges. I said it felt toxic. Daphne replied that I should not let him shame me and that I should flip the story. When I lay in bed, Ethan stayed on his side and faced away. He did not touch me. He did not ask for details. He did not accuse me. That silence felt heavier than anger. I stared at the ceiling and tried to build my story again, but the words did not feel strong anymore. I kept hearing that message request in my head, like someone whispering behind a door. I decided the best defense was noise. If I talked first, people would believe me. If I laughed first, the rumor would look silly. That was my plan when Daphne invited me to the rooftop bar on Friday night. I told Ethan I was meeting friends because I needed air. He asked if the kids were coming. I said no, they were sleeping at my mother's again. He asked why they were not home. I said Mom wanted time with them and I needed a break. He said we could keep them home and rest together. I said he always turned everything into a discussion. He looked at me for a long second and then said, "Okay." On the way to the bar, Daphne sent me a message that said we had to show everyone I was fine. She said if I acted scared, people would smell it. I liked how she talked like a coach. It made me feel like I was fighting for my life, not for my lies. The rooftop was packed. There were string lights and loud music and phones in the air. People took pictures of drinks like they were trophies. I saw co-workers from my office. I saw 2 people I knew from the school pickup line. I felt my throat tighten. Then I lifted my chin. I told myself I belonged there. Daphne hugged me and asked how I was holding up. I said I was great and Ethan was the one acting strange. She asked if he was still checking stuff. I said yes, and I made my voice sound annoyed, not worried. I said he asked about one hotel charge and acted like a detective. Daphne rolled her eyes and said, "Men love power." I nodded like that was the full truth. A friend from Daphne's circle, Kira, asked where Ethan was. I said he did not like crowds and he wanted to stay home. I added that he had been distant lately. Kira asked if he was mad at me. I said he was always mad when I did anything without him. I watched their faces change. I saw them accept the frame I gave them. Poor Ardelia, trapped with a jealous husband. We sat at a high table. Daphne started telling stories about bad men she dated. Everyone laughed. Then she turned to me and asked how my hotel retreat was. I said it was fine, but I made a face like the hotel was not worth it. Daphne said she heard the staff there could be friendly. She said it loud enough for the table next to us to hear. People laughed again. I could have shut it down. Instead, I leaned in. I said the staff were too friendly sometimes, like they wanted tips for smiling. I said it in a joking tone, but it was bait. I wanted to see if anyone would react with real knowledge. I wanted to measure the room. A woman from my office, Lacey, looked at me and then looked away fast. I pretended not to notice. I took a sip of my drink and said, Ethan would be happier if he stopped thinking every smile meant danger. I said that because it sounded wise. It also made Ethan look insecure. My phone buzzed on the table. A message popped up from the same blank account. It said, in a short line, that the staff remembered the red bracelet and the late elevator. My stomach dropped. I had worn a red bracelet that night. I had been in the elevator late. My hands went cold. Daphne asked who was texting. I said it was Ethan being annoying. I did not even check the message again. I just wanted it gone. Daphne said I should mute him and enjoy my life. She lifted her glass and asked for a toast. She said she wanted to toast freedom from controlling men. People cheered. I smiled, but my smile felt tight. I told myself I had to keep going. If I looked scared, they would hunt, so I played my part. I said Ethan loved rules and schedules and always wanted everything his way. I said he acted like my boss sometimes. I said it as if it was funny, like a sitcom. People laughed again. Then someone raised a phone near our table. I saw the camera angle. They were filming the toast. Daphne leaned closer and asked if Ethan had threatened to leave. I said he would never leave because he needed me. I said that like it was a fact. It was also a way to make him look weak. I felt powerful for about 2 minutes. Then a guy I did not know walked by and bumped my chair a little. He apologized and said he recognized me. He asked if I was the woman from Lakeshore Harbor Hotel last week. His voice was casual, like he was saying the weather. My chest tightened so hard I could not breathe for a second. Daphne's eyes got wide. Kira asked what he meant. I laughed fast and said lots of people go to that hotel. I said I did not know him. The guy shrugged and said he worked with someone there, and people had been talking. He said it sounded messy. Then he walked away. The table went quiet for 1 beat. I forced another laugh. I said people love drama and will invent anything. I said Ethan was already inventing things, so it was nothing new. I made it sound like the rumor was proof of Ethan's paranoia, not proof of my choices. Lacey finally spoke. She said she heard something too, and it sounded specific. She did not say details, but she looked uncomfortable. I felt rage flare up, not shame. I hated her for making it real. I said she should stop listening to gossip and focus on work. I said I was tired of being judged. Daphne jumped in and said Ardelia did not owe anyone explanations. I nodded like a queen who forgives peasants. Inside, my mind was racing. Who knew the bracelet? Who knew the elevator? That meant someone saw me closely. That meant there were real witnesses, not just rumors. When the night ended, I went to the parking garage with Daphne. The air was colder there and the light was harsh. My phone buzzed again, but I ignored it. Daphne asked if I was okay. I said yes. I said I was just mad that people treated a woman's life like a game. She asked if Ethan had access to my accounts. I said he watched everything. I said it with anger, but I also wanted to see if she would offer help. Daphne said I should protect myself. She said I should keep my phone locked and stop leaving things around. I told her she was right, like she was saving me. When I reached my car, Ethan's name appeared on my screen. He asked where I was. I said I was leaving. He asked if I was safe. I said yes. He asked if I could come home soon because he wanted to talk about the kids' weekend schedule. His tone was calm, like a manager. That made me furious. I said he was using the kids to control me. He said he was only trying to plan. I said he planned because he did not trust anyone. At home, the lights in the kitchen were off, but a small lamp was on near the counter. Ethan was at the table with his laptop open. When I walked in, he closed it quickly. I saw a flash of the screen before it shut. It showed neat folders in a clean line, like Archive A and Archive B. It looked organized, cold, and finished. I asked what he was working on. He said he was sorting household things. I asked why he needed archives. He said it was nothing, and he was tired. He asked if I had fun. I said yes, and I added that people were talking about me because he made me look like a villain. He asked how he made me look like anything. I said his silence made people assume the worst. He did not argue. He only said he was going to bed in the guest room again. He walked away with his mug, slow and steady. I stood in the kitchen alone and listened to his steps fade. I told myself he was trying to scare me with quiet, but my own heart was the loudest thing in the room. Monday came fast, like the weekend did not even happen. I woke up and saw Ethan's side of the bed was still smooth. The guest room door was closed. I stood in the hallway for a moment, waiting for him to come out and fight with me. He did not. That made me feel both safe and insulted. I went to the kitchen and saw 2 mugs on opposite counters. One was mine by the sink. One was his by the coffee machine. It looked like a picture of distance. I told myself he was doing it on purpose, like a small punishment. I also told myself I deserved respect, not this quiet game. Ethan came in while I was making toast. He asked if I wanted coffee. I said no. He asked if we could talk about the kids' school week. I said the kids were fine, and he was making a big deal. He said he only wanted a clear plan. I said he wanted a clear plan because he did not trust me. He said it was not about trust, and it was about stability. That word, stability, annoyed me. It sounded like he was the adult, and I was the risk. I said I had always taken care of the kids. He said he knew I did a lot, but he still wanted a written schedule. I asked why it had to be written. He said it helped avoid confusion. I heard something else in that. I heard record. I drove to the school pickup line that afternoon. The line moved slow. Parents looked at phones and then at each other. I felt eyes on me. I told myself I was imagining it. Then I heard a soft whisper behind me. A woman said my first name like she was testing it. Another woman replied that she heard it from hotel people. My stomach tightened again, but I kept my face forward. When Maya got in the car, she was quiet. She held her backpack close. I asked how her day was. She said it was okay. Then she asked why Dad slept in the other room. She asked it like she was asking why the sky was blue. Simple. Sharp. I said Dad was stressed and needed space. I said grown-ups do that sometimes. Maya asked if Dad was mad at me. I said Dad got mad too easily and he needed to calm down. I chose my words carefully. I did not say I hurt him. I made it sound like he hurt himself. At the playground, Graham ran to the slide and laughed like nothing was wrong. That made me angry for a second, because I wanted the world to match my feelings. Maya sat on a bench and watched other kids. Two mothers near the swings looked at me and then looked away fast. One of them picked up her phone and typed quickly. I told myself she was texting about dinner. I did not believe it. That night, Ethan asked if the kids could stay home instead of at my mother's. I said Mom liked having them and it helped us. He asked if helped us meant helped me. I said he always twisted things. He said he wanted to see the kids more and keep routines normal. I said he was trying to control access to them. He said he was not controlling anything, and he was asking for time with his own children. I called my mother anyway. I told her I needed her to keep them for one more night. Rita asked if Ethan was being cold. I said yes. I said he was acting like a stranger. Rita said men do that when they want to punish. She said I should not bend. I liked hearing that. It made me feel like a soldier, not a liar. The next day I stopped at the supermarket after work. I pushed the cart fast, like speed could erase thoughts. I picked up cereal, fruit, and a small toy Graham wanted last week. At the checkout, I tapped our card and waited for the beep. The screen flashed and the card declined. The cashier looked at me and said it did not go through. People behind me shifted and sighed. My face went hot. I tried again, declined again. I felt shame, then anger, and the anger felt easier. I paid with my own card and left fast. In the car, I called Ethan. He answered on the second ring. He asked what was wrong. I said our card declined and asked what he did. He said he did not do anything to embarrass me, and he did not know it declined. I said that was a lie because he watched spending like a hawk. He asked what time it happened. I said it happened 5 minutes ago and I was standing there like a fool. He said he would check the account and call back. He did call back. He said a fraud alert might have frozen the card because of unusual charges. He said the bank asked for a verification step. He said he could fix it, but he wanted us to talk first about expenses. I heard talk and felt the trap closing. I said he was financially abusing me. I said he was trying to starve me into obedience. Ethan said he was not doing that, and he was trying to protect the family money. He said everything could be clear if we were honest. When I got home, I found a sticky note near the printer. It said, "Bring forms." The printer tray held a blank page with fresh ink smell, like it had started to print and stopped. I stood there and stared, and my skin tingled. I told myself it meant nothing. I also told myself it meant everything. Ethan was in the living room, not watching TV, just sitting. He asked if I was okay. I said no, because he embarrassed me. He said he did not want me embarrassed. He asked if we could set a simple budget and make sure the kids had what they needed. I said the kids always had what they needed, and he was using them to look good. He asked why I kept saying that. I said because it was true. Later, Maya came home with my mother. She walked past Ethan and then stopped. She asked him if he still loved me. Ethan looked tired, but his voice stayed calm. He said he loved her and Graham, and he would always be their dad. Maya asked if that meant he loved me too. Ethan said he was going to keep things peaceful for the kids. He did not answer the way I wanted. That night, I heard a soft hum from the office area near the garage. It sounded like a shredder. Then I heard a drawer close with a click, like a lock. I stood in the hallway again, listening. Ethan did not come out. I went back to bed and stared at the ceiling, telling myself he was the one breaking the family, not me. But my own thoughts felt like strangers now, whispering in the dark. I needed a stage. At home, Ethan stayed calm and quiet, and that made me feel like my words were bouncing off a wall. So when my mother suggested a family dinner, I said yes right away. I told myself it was for the kids. I also knew it would force Ethan to sit under other people's eyes. We met at a family restaurant with a long table in the back. The lights were warm, and the room smelled like bread and grilled meat. My mother arrived first with the kids. She hugged me and asked if I was holding up. I said I was trying, and I let my voice shake just a little. I wanted her to see me as brave. Ethan came in with his parents. He held the door for Marjorie and helped Calvin with his coat. He looked polite, like a man in a picture. That made me angry because I wanted him to look guilty. I wanted people to ask what was wrong with him, not with me. At the table, Maya sat close to Ethan without even thinking. Graham asked for fries and started colouring. I watched the kids settle like they were choosing sides, even when they were not trying to. I told myself Ethan was pulling them with his calm. Rita started the talking fast. She asked Ethan why he was sleeping in the guest room. Ethan said he wanted peace in the house, and he did not want the kids to hear adult conflict. Rita said a husband should stay close to his wife, not act like a stranger. Ethan said he was still present and still parenting. He said he was only changing sleeping space. Marjorie did not look at me much. She asked Maya about school. She asked Graham about his favourite toy. Then she asked Ethan if he had eaten today. She did not ask me anything. I felt like I was a stain on the tablecloth. I decided to push. I said I did not understand why Ethan was punishing me with silence. He asked what silence I meant. I said he stopped being warm, stopped being a husband, and acted like a manager. He said he was not punishing me, and he was trying to keep things stable. I hated that word again. I said stability was a nice way to call control. He asked why I kept using the word control. I said because it was true. Calvin finally spoke. He said it was better to keep private matters private, especially when kids were sitting right there. I said I agreed, but Ethan kept making it public with his cold behavior. That was not fair, and I knew it, but it sounded good. Rita said Ethan always wanted to look like the good one. She said he cared more about his image than my feelings. Ethan listened and nodded once, like he was taking notes. I thought he would break. I thought he would snap and prove my point. He did not. He asked Rita to keep her voice down because the kids could hear. Rita rolled her eyes. Then the subject shifted to money, because money always shows what people really feel. Rita joked that Ethan probably froze my card to teach me a lesson. I said it was not a joke, and it happened. Ethan said the card declined because of a fraud check, and he fixed it. He said he did not block me from buying groceries. I said it still felt like he was holding the wallet over my head. Ethan asked if I could talk with him later about spending so we could keep things clear for the household. I said he was turning marriage into paperwork. Maya looked up and asked what paperwork meant. Ethan said it meant planning, like writing down homework. I said sometimes adults write things down because they do not trust each other. Ethan did not correct me. He only told Maya she could eat her dessert. That was the moment I knew I was not winning. Ethan was not fighting me. He was protecting the kids and letting me look messy. It felt like he was letting me talk myself into a corner. After dinner, I went to the gym, even though it was late. I told myself I needed to burn stress. The gym lobby smelled like rubber mats and clean towels. People walked in with headphones and blank faces. I liked it there because nobody asked questions. I posted a photo in the mirror without showing too much, just my face and my ponytail. I wrote a short caption about choosing peace. That was my new favorite lie. Daphne liked it right away and commented that I looked strong. A coworker liked it too. That gave me a small rush. Then I got another message request from the blank account. It said the hotel staff was still laughing, and it mentioned a detail I did not tell anyone. It mentioned the exact drink I ordered at the bar. My stomach turned. I looked around the gym like the rumor was a person who could walk up to me. I messaged Daphne and told her people were stalking me. She asked if Ethan was behind it. I said I did not know, but it would fit his style. I said he was passive and sneaky. I said he wanted to ruin my name so he could look clean. Daphne said I should take control and set the story. She suggested I tell people Ethan was mentally exhausting and jealous. She said if he tried anything, I could say he was retaliating. That night back home, Ethan was in the kitchen washing a few dishes. The kids were asleep. The guest room door was open, and his pillow was already there. A phone alarm went off on the counter. It said something like paper drop. He turned it off fast when he saw me look. I asked him why he had alarms like that. He said he was organizing personal tasks. I asked if he was organizing a way to punish me. He asked why everything had to be punishment in my mind. I said because he was acting like a stranger in my own house. He asked if I could stop posting vague messages online. I said I was not naming him. He said people could still connect it. He said it was not good for the kids. I said the kids would be fine if he stopped acting cold. He asked if I understood that what I said online could affect real life. I said he was trying to scare me. He took a breath and looked at the counter, not at me. He asked if I was ready to be honest about the hotel. My throat tightened. I said there was nothing to be honest about, only rumors made by bored staff. He asked if I wanted to keep saying that. I said yes because it was the truth as long as I held it. Ethan nodded slowly. He said he would not argue at night and he would not shout. He said he would focus on the kids and the house. Then he said, in the same calm voice, that he would handle it properly. I walked into my office tower lobby like I was stepping into a normal day. I wore a clean blouse and my calm face. I told myself Ethan was only trying to scare me with that word, properly. I kept repeating that I had done nothing that could be proven. I told myself rumors were not facts. Near the security desk, a woman in a plain jacket approached me and asked if I was Ardelia Knox. I said yes, and I tried to sound annoyed, like she was bothering me for something small. She asked me to confirm my date of birth. I did, because it felt safer to cooperate than to make a scene. Then she handed me a stack of papers and said she was serving legal documents. My mouth went dry. People in the lobby kept walking, but I felt like all eyes were on me. I looked down and saw Ethan's name. I saw my name. I saw the word divorce. I saw a list of dates that matched the hotel night and the weeks after. I stepped aside near a pillar and flipped pages too fast. I saw a section about temporary orders. It said there were rules starting now. It said there was a temporary schedule for the kids, with set pickup times and a shared calendar. It said neither of us could move money around in big ways without notice. It said we had to communicate in a structured way about the children. Then I saw the part that made my stomach drop harder than the rest. It said there was a no disparagement order, and it specifically warned about social media and public statements. It said posts could be used as evidence and could bring penalties. It said I had to stop discussing Ethan in a harmful way. I called Ethan right there. He answered, calm. He asked if I received the papers. I said he did not have to do it like this. He said I made our life public first, and he was now keeping things clear and lawful. I said the rumors were not proof. He said he was not relying on rumors alone. He said the hotel records, timestamps, and witnesses matched too well. I told him he was trying to ruin me. He said he was protecting the kids and the household, and he was done debating feelings. He said if I wanted to speak, I could speak through proper channels now. My hands shook as I read the next page. It listed exhibits and contacts. I recognized the hotel name. I recognized the bar charge time. I even recognized my red bracelet description in a note. My throat tightened, and I could not swallow. I looked up, and the lobby felt colder. I realized Ethan had not vanished. He had been building a clean line from my choices to this moment, and it landed in my hands like a weight I could not talk my way out of. C.